We're here very much to engage with the new administration. I've been this is my third time in the United States in the last 3 weeks, and it's very much about talking about the importance of our relationship for middle-class Canadians, for middle-class Americans, and the impacts it has.
You've been here at the White House meeting with people like Gary Cohn. You've spoken with the Treasury Secretary, Stephen Mnuchin. What type of conversations are you having with them?
Well, our discussions are very focused on how our relationship has an impact on the American economy, how it has an impact on the Canadian economy. We're talking about the benefits of trade, the 9 million American jobs that rely on trade with Canada, the 2.5 million Canadian jobs that rely on trade with the United States. And that's an important part of our discussion.
President Trump, has had some pretty harsh words for NAFTA, has talked all the way while he was on the campaign trail and then now since he's been in office about how NAFTA needs to be peeled back and renegotiated. He has gone out of his way to say things like, well, we're in favor with the Canadians. He's made some pretty happy talk when it comes to our neighbors to the north. But what do you think when we actually get down to the basis of potentially renegotiating NAFTA? What is your stance on that?
Well, we think NAFTA has had some very positive impacts on all three economies. We think that the discussion, it should be a three-way discussion because we can see the importance of, our supply chains working together. My discussion, today with the business sector and tomorrow I'm meeting with Secretary Mnuchin is very much about our relationship together. So engaging with my counterpart to talk about, how we can improve both of our economies and the ways we can do that together.
The Trump administration has made a lot of talk about bilateral agreements instead of these trade pacts that wrap up a number of different countries. Would you be open to the idea of renegotiating NAFTA just between the United States and Canada, or do you think Mexico needs to be at the table for this too?
Well, as I said, the NAFTA's had a big impact on all three economies. Our supply chains are very linked, if you think about the auto sector. But I'm not here to start discussing NAFTA. It's very much thinking about what we can do together. I'm here especially to learn more about the administration's plans in more detail and think about how we can translate that for Canadians into growth.
How much conversation have you had about the border adjustment tax?
In Canada, we're of course interested in details. But until we have details, it's really not something that we can opine on. For us right now, it's thinking about how we can talk about what's working, talk about the fact that the trade between our countries is working, is creating enormous day-to-day advantage.
If there was a border adjustment tax that was implemented here in the United States, would you slap a similar tax on exports from the United States?
Well, what's important for us is not to speculate on what we might or might not do. Until we have some sense of what that might or might not be, we can't really have a point of view. What we can say is that, the relationship that we have, 35 U.S. states have Canada as their #1 export market. It's working for Americans. So the number of jobs is critical. The amount of two-way trade, $2 billion.
Is there any tax on our exports into Canada right now? Any meaningful tax?
Well, NAFTA, of course, takes most tariffs out of the picture, but in some sectors, there's some tariffs, yes.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.